Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my overview of the Moschino stuff pack for The Sims 4. I'm going to take a brief look at Create a Sim, then Build By, and then we're going to take a look at the actual gameplay items that came with the pack, including the freelance fashion photographer career. And I'm going to mention what my favorite thing from the pack is and my least favorite thing from the pack. So as I said, here we are in Create a Sim, and I decided to start with the males, and it shows here they have 4 tops. They will also have 2 bottoms, 1 pair of shoes, and 1 full body outfit, and 2 hair, one of which is shared with the female. So for these tops, I probably will wear the top he has on the most of those tops that are there. And I'll probably wear just the plain black pants there the most, which is also what he has on. And I'll probably wear these boots in black. That's probably what I'll wear from the Create a Sim for the males the most. And then this is like supposed to be sort of a fashion statement. And then there's the 2 hairs, which I will use from time to time. So they're okay, but I didn't actually end up using it on this particular sim. So here we are with the female CAS. So we're taking a look at the tops. They have 4 tops, including that same t-shirt. And, the 2 jackets. And this particular jacket, not my favorite, I have to say. And I can't see me using that one that was sort of looked like it was drawn on, that we've now gone past. But I have to say that I read LisabeeSims' blog about the pack, and she did make it look pretty good on her particular sim. And the shoes are quite cute. And that's the outfit. One of the outfits I put on her as well as the other. And here we are with some full body outfits, which there are 3 for the female, and that swimsuit I can see me using quite a lot. And this particular one that has the teddy bears and just the plain one is good too, and I can see me using that. The hairs, I really like the hairs, and I like the curly one in particular, and the plumb bob earrings are always really fun. And here we are with the build by mode items, and we're starting with the windows, which there are 4 different types of windows, and I showed the different colors. There's a couple of, I think they're wallpapers, but wall coverings. The windows themselves only come in the normal height, and of course there's also a door, which I did forget to show, but it comes in the same colorings, and you can see it here in the build itself. But as I said, the windows and the door only come in the normal wall height and not in like the medium or the tall. And I tend to build a lot in medium, so I would have liked it in medium. But it is actually pretty normal to only get them in medium. That's not actually that uncommon. And in the build by objects, we actually do have a few that are interactive and not just decorative. The tripod, that is my favorite thing. I'd say my favorite thing from the pack, and the tripod is because it allows you to take, up to 10 pictures at one time, switch the poses, means that your pictures are always going to turn out perfect, no gnomes, no blurriness, no thumbprints, no matter what your photography skill is. And I had a lot of fun playing with it in live mode, which we'll go over a little bit, regardless of whether you do the career or not. It's just a lot of fun. My next favorite is the frames, the collage frame, and then the digital one. In the digital one, there's the portrait and the landscape. And if you have more than one portrait digital frame on your lot, it will share, and more than one of either of the type. The portrait shares with the other portrait ones, and the landscape will share with the other landscape. But they allow you to change the time of when the pictures come up, because essentially it'll rotate through, so you can have them look a little different. And of course there's this backdrop, which is something that's used for doing pictures, and there's 2 types of backdrops. The one that's just a standalone one, and then that's just a divider, but the one here that I have in the space that has they both have interactive ones that change on it, but the one that's curved, they have some movement in the backdrops when they come out. This build itself has most of the things from this pack, and there's about 3 things I didn't add. The amp, which is decorative, the hanging lights because they look like they need to go with a tall room, and the neon light that goes on the wall. But you'll see them all when we go into live mode, and this lot itself in the build will be on the gallery. I'm going to go into live mode, and I'll be back then. So we're here in live mode. I am actually in tab mode, and this is the house that we are going to be taking a look at, the freelance photographer career. And my family, you can see them there because the main floor is living space, and it's all lots of windows all around the main living area, which is on the right. But the upstairs, which has its own separate entrance, is where the photo studio is. And there is also a basement because the family has 3 children, so the 2 children are in the basement. So I'm going to go out of tab mode and we're going to check in on our family and, more importantly, the dad, who is a freelance fashion photographer. So here we are in their main living area, which I have, as you can see, lots of pictures around the fireplace, the one with the collage photo frame, and then just some regular pictures, which of course was added with the update that you can take pictures and put them on surfaces and they stand up, which I love, I have to say. So this main floor doesn't have very much from the Moschino stuff pack, except for the frame and of course all the windows and the doors. So our sim here, Brian, is a freelance fashion photographer. He has already done 1 gig, or he tried to do 1 gig, but he got caught up in one of the current issues with this career, unfortunately. And that is, you are supposed to send in your pictures to get approved, and then you're supposed to wait for them to come back, and then you're supposed to post it to Simstagram. This is just some of the gigs. It's not going to be all the gigs, so we may not have this happen with the gig we're going to attempt to do. But with the one he did, I'm pretty sure I sent a portrait, and right now, sending portrait pictures, essentially if the orientation is portrait, is glitchy, and you will not get it back. You are supposed to get it back if you send a landscape picture. And there is a thread on EA Answer headquarters, which I will link down below. But they are still looking for feedback because some people are still having problems even if they send landscape pictures. And I'll put a little screenshot up that shows what they're looking for. And if you're having that problem, go there and try and give them feedback because they're trying to get the information so they can figure out how to resolve this issue. So in his case, he had sent a portrait, I'm pretty sure, and he never got it back. So I ended up having to cancel the gig so that we could go on. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that doesn't happen with this particular gig that we're just about to go and look up and check for a gig. So here we go. You can see all sorts here. He is level 4 of the photography skills, so he can't do, like, say, this one here, finding the style, which requires him to work with a style influencer. His wife is actually in the fashion career, and I think I took the style influencer route, so if we had gotten that far, we could have tried to see how that was. But we can't because he's not level 5 yet. So we're going to look, and I'm going to take this one here, Everyday Activities Fashion Shoot, because it pays exceptionally well, especially since you only need required skill of level 1 of photography. Everyday activities photo shoot. Every day most Sims get up and put on clothes, but most Sims could stand to be a bit more stylish. The client asks for photos of Sims in everyday attire to showcase that everyone can be fashionable every day. So we're going to do that one. And so it's due by 9 a.m. Thursday, and it's only Sunday morning. And we have to take a photo of Sims in an everyday outfit. And we need 5 photos, and we need to submit the photo for client's approval. So we have, as I said, his wife is busy painting and the kids aren't really doing that much. I think we're going to have fun and we're going to do the photo shoot with the children. So let's go take a look at the photo studio, which, as I said, here is the entrance up to the side. So that means that you can lock the house, and so if you actually hire people to come, they can't go into your main house and they have to come up separately to the separate photo studio. And since I'm playing with a family, I prefer them not to be able to come in and use my stuff. So up here we come around and we got like an open patio, which I didn't put very much on yet, but it gives you some space to do things. And so there's like a waiting room, which has, as I said, most of the things from the pack are in this upstairs build, except for a couple of items. And we have some photos that he's been taking pictures and going around. The bathroom itself is just regular, other than it has this is considered a coffee table, this trunk, and I just put some clutter and stuff on there, as well as some more pictures. So you come in here, there's a waiting area. And then this is the area that I was heavily influenced by what they did in the live stream. So it's like a changing area for the people coming to do the fashion. Of course, they're not actually going to use it, but just pretend, fun to imagine that. And of course, a bathroom, because I like to have bathrooms pretty much on every floor. So if Sims have to go, they don't have far to go. So here's our actual photo shoot area. So I'm going to get the kids to come up here, and I'm going to get our photographer to come up here, and I'll be back when they get here. So they're all up here, And first I'm going to actually change the backdrop to something else. We'll use cityscape, and that means we have to change them all right here. And then I'm going to make sure that they're in everyday, because I'm not sure if they're in everyday or if they're in warm weather clothes, because it's Oasis spring and it's summer, so it tends to be hot. I did change him into I was going to put him in an everyday because I do have some Moschino clothes in my everyday, but since the forecast is for hot weather, I figured he's better in hot weather clothes, so he is not wearing them, even though you did see him in the Create a Sim demo with some clothes on. So we're going to go here, freelancer, and we're going to ask to change outfit in his case. And you can also style them by planning their outfit, but we're not going to do that because that will take, oops, and we have a little bit of a glitch there, which when I've done this before, I can't say I've noticed this. So to make sure, I'm going to go on the everyday tab. And so we have 2 outfits to choose from. So we will choose this one. And there. Is she back to not being stretched? I'm not sure. So now we're going to come and do the same thing with, so we're going to ask to change outfit for Brody. And we'll see whether he glitches that way too. Yup, he did. Okay, we're going to change his outfit to something different. So there we go. So now we're going to have Brian. I didn't mean to grab that. They are draggable, so that's what happened. I'm not going to have them stand on these. If you have them stand on them, I think what I've noticed is the few pictures I've taken where they've stood on those is the picture has an aura of being confident, which is fun, but you can't turn it off. So I wish you could turn it off and it wasn't always on. And they stay in that spot. And I want them to be able to do poses that like will move around a little bit. So if you just take pictures of and choose the Sims, then they'll be they'll switch sometimes the location of where they are. So we're going to bring him over here, and we're going to, and we can't take picture of a sim on a subject mark because they're not on them. We would have to have them put them on, and I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. You can also take a picture of sim with pet if you have cats and dogs, and take a picture carrying a toddler, which you have to pick the person. It has to be like a teen and up. We don't have any teens around or any teens period, so we can't do that, and that's not what we want to do. We want to take a picture of, and we want to choose the 2 children. And so we can have the toddler come up here and be in the picture. There's nobody can carry the toddler. So there we go. So as I said, he hasn't maxed the freelance photographer career. So I do not have the special camera. I just have the most expensive camera that comes with the base game. So we have the option to take a small, medium, or large photo. So we're going to take a medium photo, and we can apply filters if we want over here, which is part of base game. But the thing that came with the pack is this ability to do these various poses, and we have up to 10 pictures remaining, and we can freely move the camera around using essentially the controls you use for tab, as well as using the mouse. The 2 combined let you move things quite nicely. So right now they're on a default, so we're going to change the pose. See how they move around? That's why I actually prefer not to use the marks. And the other thing is those won't turn up, the little marks. They were around, but you don't even see them when you're taking the picture. Even though they're not standing on, they still don't show. So that's kind of a good thing. So that's a cute picture. We're on the medium, and we're going to take a photo. And I'm just going to go through the photo shoot and be back when it is finished. I'll sort of show it in fast motion. The other thing I noticed is that when you're taking pictures of people, it helps build your relationship. So it's another way to get really quick boost to your relationship. So now we have the pictures, and I have an empty wall here on my chimney that I built over here. It's the best place. So we're going to take a look at his inventory. There we go. And they all have stars. I'm going to put the walls up just so it's easier for me to grab it. And we are going to grab all the pictures and put them over here on the wall. You can send them to the client from your inventory, but I just thought it would be fun to pull them up and take a quick look at them, at what we got. It would be nice if somehow you could change the backdrop during it, but I guess you could just not take all the pictures and then you would be fine and you could just take more. And you will have to watch that your screenshot folder doesn't get too filled up because these all go into your screenshot folder. So here we go. Here's a bunch of pictures that we have. I'm going to go into tab mode so we can sort of look at them all. So there they all are. And of course, it's the same as anything. You can add the frames to them. You can put them in to the digital frames. And these are too big to go into that collage. You need a portrait medium, and then the two other ones need to be small. So there we go. So we're going to go out of tab mode again, and as you can see here, that because they were in everyday outfits, that did count for that. They do have to be in the everyday outfit. And I'm going to take this one and send it to under the freelancer, and we're going to submit a photo for client's approval, and we're supposed to get paid $6,030 if it's accepted. So let's see. But I have noticed with most of the freelance careers that if you get the gigs done really quickly, you get paid more. And it looks like we got paid $7,236. So they love the photo and rejoices at the positive reaction. So he's done that. I actually really like just doing fun things, like I said, with this tripod. Forget the career. The career is fun. I like freelance careers in general, but I love this tripod and the ability to take it wherever you want and get Sims to pose together and do goofy whatever types of poses. It's my by far favorite element of the pack. And for me, that in itself made it worth it. Plus, I like the freelance photographer career and I like other things from it too. Now, as I had commented earlier, I did take a look at how, in terms of stuff, this compares to other packs, and it's pretty much on par. It's slightly over the average, but pretty close on average. The CAS is like one under, and the build by is like a couple of over, and so overall it's like one over in the total count. And I will put that up here on the screen so you can see my little, and I essentially what I did was I went to Origin and I counted the Create a Sim items and I counted the build by items in all of the stuff packs, and I essentially did a spreadsheet and compared them all. So that's going to be it for my overview of the Moschino stuff pack. I quite like it. Let me know down below what you think of it. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!